Hey, yo, yo, yo. Well, yo, yo, yo is why. Yo, yo, yo is what I would say on all of my stories and videos. It was something that just caught on. It was almost because I couldn't figure out how to start a video, so I'd always go yo, yo, yo. But here we go. There we go. Hey, yo, yo. So I basically, I've decided to start this vlog. Not like a vlog, and the thing is, I may continue it, I may not, but you know, I wanted to do this video to basically just journal, A, for myself, but then B, for the process, and C, to get me back out there on socials, because I feel like I've procrastinated a little bit, and that's the reason why I'm doing this vlog. It's because I feel like I have so much to say and I have so much I want to put out there to the world, but because of the chaos of life, and because I've been disconnected from, I think, my path, I haven't felt that I'd be adding value to the world. I didn't think that I was maybe worthy enough to put shit out there, because it wasn't adding to anything. It wasn't providing an educational value. It wasn't providing the entertainment factor, and I've been getting lost in my journey, and I want to use this to document. I guess that's why I'm kind of doing it, because I want to document this. I want to document how I'm progressing, or how I have progressed, and the stuff I'm going through. So I think I'm going to call this series kind of creative chats. Because in the past with Kind of Creative, I've done podcasts. I call it Kind of Creative chats. But I think I would like to, and I call it Kind of Creative chats because most of the time it is genuinely just me having a chat about life, two people about life, and video about life. So I thought I guess I could make a bit of a series using that kind of side of my platform. So this is Kind of Creative chats. I have no idea what I'm doing. I think it's something along that lines. Maybe I could do it something like Kind of Creative chats. I have no idea what I'm doing, or Kind of Creative chats. Just pure. I guess it's going to be something like Kind of Creative chats. I have no idea what I'm doing, because I wanted to speak on that topic. Because I've had a lot of self-doubt. And I've had a lot of procrastination, like I said, because I think for this whole time, for my whole entire journey as a creative and as a human being, like all of us, I have no idea what I'm doing. And since starting Kind of Creative, I even more so have no idea what I'm doing, because I'm trying to start a company, I'm trying to start a community, I'm trying to formulate a business, and I'm trying to connect people and bring people together. I'm trying to market that and all these different things, and every single one of those spectrums, I just purely have had not a single clue about what I'm doing. And I think over time, what I've noticed, and why I've kind of held myself back from posting on socials, is because I think I was trying to create structure out of the chaos, so I could start building something more with Kind of Creative than what it is, or what it could be. No, that's not what I want to say. I think I've been procrastinating and holding myself back because I wanted to formulate structure, and I wanted to create some sort of business model which could create financial value with Kind of Creative, which could A, make me less stressed, could actually financially support people who are attached to the name Kind of Creative. It could financially benefit my business partners, whoever helps me as a core flame, and it could help me, and it can help my family, and it can help the people around me. If I have money, if I can create a service that can actually create value financially, then people around me will succeed, and then that will bring people in, so we could actually connect more, and it won't be so anxious filled, because there's a lot of anxiety that comes within money for me. I get very anxious about the idea of money and not having it, and not being able to do the things I want. And when I get really severely anxious, I grow into a state of mind which I really don't like. I've always tried to move away from that mindset. That's why all the time I try to be as positive as I can and inspire others with positivity and try and have different perspectives. I try to look at negative connotations and try and spin it into a positive light, because I do, in some respects, do believe that, you know, we are the controllers of our reality, and we are the ones that can formulate the positivity within us. And every time I was feeling this negativity, I just wasn't feeling like it was me at my core. So I was almost scared of it. I had a fear towards feeling these emotions. That's why I also go into like my addictions, and you know, it does get hard. And I think in some way that's why over time it's got harder and harder for me to I guess put stuff out there. But I'm so passionate about building Handler Creative into a true space for everyone within different sectors, and within the creative world, entrepreneurial world, within business, within corporate, within hobbyists. I've always felt that I've wanted to build this space, and I've noticed it is really fucking hard. I do see why community leaders and why companies and why people navigate more towards what we call a niche, or what we call, you know, what we go towards one direction, which I think, again, is important because we need to have specialists within different things. But I've always felt alone. I think I've always felt alone because I've never wanted to conform to what society tells us to do, and I've never wanted to just do one thing. I've always lived within chaos, which is contradictory because the chaos brings me anxiety, and the anxiety I'm scared of. But I have this belief that by staying in this chaos and trying to put a positive and having this outer perspective of positivity, with staying within this chaos over time, the chaos will decimate the anxiety, and I will be able to sit within chaos comfortably, positively, and peacefully. And when you can sit in chaos, what I've seen from different entrepreneurs and founders and leaders, and you can sit in that chaos, you can bring success for you and your family and the people around you. And that's what I think at the forefront of it is actually what I've just always wanted. I've always just wanted to bring positive success to everyone around me. I think before, thinking more about others than I was myself. So the anxiety was formulating in a different sense. But recently I've moved to a full-time position at ASOS, and I've never done full-time work, but since joining I've had to take a step back and actually think about myself and what is my needs for me and my family, and on top of that, my perspective changed a lot when I got married. Like when I got married to my amazing, just insane wife, Sophie, who was just a massive support for me and my journey and who I want to be. And I couldn't do anything without her. And I think when conjoining our energies within the status of marriage and connecting on that deeper front, it kind of clicked something within me and really made me pay attention to family. But I think into some respects I was also quite selfish on the front of just trying to grow my thing, and I think that was creating a toxic mentality towards how I should run my life. I was so against this idea, this phrase. I think I actually can't remember where I heard it. I actually think it's in RuPaul's Drag Race.
If you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
If you don't think about yourself, how the hell are you gonna think about anyone else? Well, I used to be so against that quote, but actually, I think there's actually some truth within it. I'm a true believer of parallels, so I believe yes, you can think about yourself. You have to think about yourself before you think of others, but I also think when you think of others, you actually do think about yourself. because you're caring and you feel the fulfillment of caring for others, which then gives you the energy and the motivation to care about yourself. But then also, if you care for yourself, you can care for others. So it's a
There's always parallels.
but back onto kind of this video, and because I'm probably going off track, I haven't been on socials, I haven't videoed myself or spoken openly and honestly about what's going on for quite a while. So the way my head works anyway is, like I said, it's a chaotic brain, and I'm not diagnosed, but the ADHD within me is very prevalent, and you can kind of tell from this video. It makes my head go off in so many different directions, and in some respects, I think before when earlier this year when I came to this decision of like maybe trying to create more structure and trying to create a service and only focusing on that service, trying to get a bit of money and then bringing in the community, I thought that was necessary in order to bring more peace within my life and create the success for Canada Creative in order to create success for everyone else. But like, I've just woke up today and I just looked at this situation and I just kind of said to myself, I just don't think it's me. Like, I don't think it's me. Like, I feel like I am chaotic. I'm chaotic, I change different things all the time. I'm impulsive. I've done all these different things, and the reason why I started building Canada Creative is because I wanted a space for people, for multidisciplinary people, to not feel so boxed in into what their creativity is. I want people to be free and people to unite and have this ability to almost cross-discipline and speak with individuals that they may not have spoken to before, and work together on different sorts of collaborations and creative work, so we could push forward a new light of what the industry and what the world can be. Because I have a big ambitious view of changing the world, and trying to unify all of these different creative bubbles, truly unifying. But I don't know how to do that. So this is a bit of me, this is me kind of, I guess, being a bit more vulnerable and being honest with myself so I can be honest with everyone else, which will hopefully push me past this moment I'm in and get me to a place where I can actually really truly bring value and connect people and build a platform for everyone where there is no bubbles, there's no boxes, but there is just pure unity, love, positivity, and growth. Because that overall, I think, is my end goal, is to build a space like that. So yeah, hey, I'm Dan Candler, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I have been a creative, freelance, self-employed for the last 10 years. I've worked as a professional within modeling, dance, photography. I've done circus skills for the last probably 20 years. I've done pretty much every single type of creative field as a hobby. But my main professions where I've made money has been photography, modeling, and dance. And I'm now, for the last 3 years, have been trying to build a community of people, individuals, creatives, entrepreneurs, people who want to grow and people who want to drive forward. I've been trying to build that for the last 3 years. And throughout this whole time, I just have not had a clue what the hell I'm doing. And I think it's okay. Like, I think all of us have no idea what we're doing. But I think we're too scared to admit that so we don't seem like we're not an expert. And I'm not an expert. I'm just someone who really gives a shit. I said this to someone the other day because I was talking to someone about my journey and trying to kind of work with them in order to find the clarity with what I'm doing at the moment. And I said that exact thing to them because they were saying, because I'm going on the realm of consulting. I'm trying to create a program which is like an authentic brand builder, which basically touches on you as a person and looks at what your creativity could be, you know, what you enjoy, what you want to build, what you want to grow, but then also looks at you as a person. And something they said is like, okay, Dan, but you're not an expert consultant, and you're not an expert brand strategist, and you're not an expert this. And I said to them simply, like, yeah, I know, and the people I've worked with, I've actually very transparently said to them, I am not an expert, I'm not a guru, I'm literally just someone who gives a shit and wants to see you grow, and has an I would say has a wider awareness of my reality and the reality of others, and can see bigger perspectives and bigger and more intricate things within people's reality. And I think that's okay. Like, I think that does bring value to people's lives, and if I can help one person, help whoever, then I think that's really valuable. And I want to build Kind of Creative into something bigger than just does events to bring people together, or just does workshops, or it's just an agency where people, rinse you and just take the work and don't give a shit about what you're actually trying to build, which is bigger than what that is. I want to build something bigger than that. I want to build something that people can really connect themselves to, can get work from, but then also find work in order to provide to other people, and then also create events that is more than just an event, but then is also a true connector and provides more opportunities, and then creates bigger, more connected relationships rather than just on a work level, and a space where people can contribute to what the identity of what Kind of Creative is. People who can speak up and say, I want this to be within Kind of Creative, and we can vote on it and say, yeah, okay, sweet, let's actually start building this. Who wants to get involved? Let's build this. Because I've always said since the get-go is, if we grow, you grow. I've always wanted to build Kind of Creative into a space which can truly support on every single front. And yes, that is broad for people, and it's unclarified, and but I just think we're becoming so individualistic that I think, let me get this out of the line. Yeah, I've been thinking for a while now that I think we're becoming so individualistic that I think subconsciously we're not actually giving a shit about anyone else except for ourselves, which I think in some respects is probably true across the board for the however many fucking decades or generations that we've been on this planet. But I think the thing that I don't see and I don't understand is that not one of us, not one single person builds alone. And not one single person grows their life alone. You don't see no CEO, no founder, no business owner, no, organization who builds alone. You have teams. You have people around you who grow an idea, help you grow that idea, build on it, get value from, and then continue to grow in order to create more success for the people within that, for that entity, and blah blah blah. But I think now, because we are all becoming brands and we're all having to fight or flight, we're all having to flight or fight, anyway, one of them. And we're having to think about our own journey, because we're having to post on socials, we're having to create our own content, we have to market ourselves, we're having to find our own work, we're all becoming freelancers. It doesn't matter what industry you're in anymore. We're all becoming brands, and we're all becoming a business. We are all businesses. We're all this entity of we're all this entity what society has created, which is a brand. It's a personal brand, and there's no getting around it. And this is only going to increase with the sense of AI. And with AI, we're just going to continue to lose jobs. And I don't fully think, I've said a video about this before, but I don't think people are fully actually ready for what that means. Like, I don't think people understand that a massive majority of people who are just living day to day, doing their thing, working a 9 to 5, or sat within their creative flow and have been really successful for the last 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, whatever it is, are all going to lose jobs. You're all going to lose your jobs. And within that, throughout the world, the idea of a job means purpose. If you lose purpose, we are going to be on such a mental health epidemic that I just don't think people have actually really truly thought about before. we're in a mental health epidemic as it is, but just picture this, where people don't have a purpose. People don't have a purpose, so people are going to be even more fight or flight mode. So we actually need spaces now more than ever that connects us on a human level, rather than just on a work creative level. Your work, your creativity, your personal brand, you as an individual, your emotions, your feelings, your ideas, your friends, your family, every single thing as a part of you is you as a human being. And I think we need to get back to that root. And I think that root is this idea of multidisciplinarism. Like understanding that we have a collection of different values and skills and knowledge and value and wealth of I'm just repeating myself a million times, but that we put out there to the world, that means that it is us. And I think we need to explore that, and we need to understand how we can adapt and feel worthy and valued and positive about any sort of place that we are in. Where can you find the value from working working a job for 6 months in order to pay the bills? In order to get the money so you can actually do a few other things that you like doing, whether that is meeting up with friends, whether that is having a photo shoot, or whether that is doing something, or until you get to that place where you can, hustle to get, the amazing photography campaign contract, or a modeling gig working with Adidas, or performing on stage. Where can we find the positivity within everything we do and the creativity within everything we do so we can feel content? I think that is a massive issue, and I think that's basically just what I've been trying to build with Candid Creative, and it has been really hard. Like, I'm not going to lie to you guys, like it has been a real struggle, and especially like battling all of my impulsiveness and ADHD mentality and trying to figure out what that actually even means has been a real struggle. I'm still trying to figure it out. So at the moment, Candid Creative is not on pause, but slight pause. We haven't done an event since, a bigger event since November, which, let me fucking bloody light. Oh. Yeah, so we haven't done an event, big event since November, because basically I've not actually said anything about this to the world. But I was running a venue with the founder of Meter Squared, a space called Meter Squared, which was a venue in East London, and I've done my events there for the last 3 years since I formulated Candid Creative. Had my first ever event there, and then in November 30th had my other event there, and some stuff went down internally that I wasn't happy with, and I had to leave. And it's the first time in my life I've said no to something which in some people's eyes could be a great opportunity, and I was making money, and I had a whole entire space. I was creating a secret room. Like I was meeting people. I was driven. I was motivated. I was having my own events there. I was connecting people, and it was I was living my dream. Like I was genuinely living my dream, and I said that on multiple occasions. But I had to leave because I won't let any situation fuck my energy and make me lose who I am as an individual. And that's what it was doing. That's what I was doing. I think in some respects, I found new parts of myself that I'd never seen before, but I think I was losing my core positive my core positivity, I was becoming aggressive again. My addictions were becoming worse and worse and worse, and it was just, I don't think it truly represented me. So I think from that point, it has been really hard to move forward, because now I'm actually fully moving forward as me and having to navigate growing a company and growing a business and what that means. Yes, with my business partner, but slightly alone. Like, I don't have a venue to put on events. I don't have that space where I can truly feel inspired and motivated. All the motivation and the inspiration is now coming from me, and I have to put that out there. And it's fucking hard. Like, it is really hard. So yeah, from that I kind of went into a bit of, I tried my best, and for a long time, I think earlier this year, I did feel good. Like, I felt, okay, wow, like I'm in my new, I'm finding my own. I'm doing this for me now. I'm doing this for Kind of Creative, not just for other communities or companies. I'm doing this for us. I'm trying to build this into a space where Kind of Creative can actually be a fucking brand and be a name and be something, be an entity, be a positive force, a force of positivity. So I was doing my co-working sessions, doing meetups, and I was loving it. But then all of a sudden, I changed the tune, and we just started to narrow down and try and figure out what the services was. And then that's when ASOS came into play, and I just joined the full-time job, and I thought that was the right thing to do. But now I've realised that just thinking about business and a service and that it's just not me. Like, I want to connect people. I want to bring joy and love and positivity to people's lives, and see people connecting and have people excited about being a part of Kind of Creative, and want to grow this with us, and and share that to the world. That's why I'm trying to do this again. And I was losing that. So yeah, that's the place I'm in. This is the place I'm in, and I'm trying to get back to it now. I think I'm going to try and hopefully got an event with another couple of communities in October, and maybe try and organise some meetups, and try and really start growing this brand, because I fucking believe in it so much. But if you are a person who wants to drive forward, you feel like you want to be creative, or you are creative, or you feel like you're losing your creativity, you feel like you're multidisciplinary, you feel like you are an entrepreneur who wants to drive something positive forward and be a part of change, and you want to be a part of something that wants you to be a part of it, and be a part of a space where people actually give a shit, message, comment, get involved, join Kind of Creative, because I'm really trying to build this database. I'm trying to build this database, trying to build this community into something truly unique, humble, and exciting, and something that can really allow us to grow spiritually, physically, emotionally, and creatively. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to keep up with these vlogs, but just like my previous things when it comes to socials and getting it out there, they very much go like this. So I'm going to try my best. We'll see how it goes, and yeah, cool. Peace. First vlog done. First journaling, Kind of Creative chats. Not a fucking clue. Maybe that should be the title. Kind of Creative chats, not a fucking clue, or not a clue. I don't know. If anyone's got any ideas, then I guess pop it in the comments. But hey ho, peace.